I'm Margaret Nelson-Quin. In Chapter 1, What is Science, on page 40, from People Behind the Scenes, I read about Florence Bascom, who was born in 1862 and died in 1945. I chose this topic because I'm particularly interested in women who are pioneers in their field of study or their careers or their passions in life and set a standard for other women to live up to or to surpass. I believe that the text would like us to leave with the knowledge that Dr. Bascom was tremendously accomplished and her life was full of firsts. In 1896, Dr. Bascom was the first woman to work as a professional geologist for the U.S. Geological Survey. She founded the geology department at Bryn Mawr College in Pennsylvania, and she published more than 40 articles on rocks, specifically genetic petrography, geomorphology, and gravel. After reading about Dr. Bascom, I remember wondering how it was that she got so motivated to be accomplished. And it turns out that her mother, Mrs. Emma Curtis Bascom, was a women's rights advocate involved in the suffragette movement, and both of her parents were steadfast supporters of women's rights and encouraged women to obtain a college degree. A pretty big deal in that particular period of time. Despite her background, or maybe even because of her background, she was able to endure many limitations that we women today probably aren't even able to imagine. While she was going to school to get her several degrees at the University of Wisconsin, she had limited access to the library, limited access to the gym, and if there were men in a classroom already, she had limited access to that classroom. While studying for her doctorate at Johns Hopkins, she was forced to sit behind a screen so that she wouldn't disturb the men. She was given 4 stars in the first edition of American Men and Women in Science, which at the time was called American Men in Science. It's a very high honor for a scientist of any gender. In fact, Dr. Bascom has a crater on Venus named after her. An asteroid that was discovered in 1985 was named after her. And Bascom Lake, which is a prehistoric post-glacial lake located in North Berkshire County, Massachusetts, is also named after her. She took great pride in passing on her knowledge and training to a generation of women who were also very successful. She influenced and taught most of the women geologists in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Her students described her as incisive, rigorous, and consistent. Even after her death, Dr. Bascom is still a powerful model for women seeking status in the field of geology today. I'm inspired by Dr. Bascom's story, and I'm now wondering what I have to do to get a crater named after me on Venus.